When you think of bad owners for football clubs, your mind probably immediately thinks of the way Manchester United have been run with their owners. Bad decisions, a lot of debt. But today, I bring you someone even worse. Arguably the worst football club owner in all of history. And that comes to you from Germany, over in the third tier, now unfortunately fourth tier. That is 1860 Munich. They've been relegated because they could not pay the 2.7 million euro fee, licensing fee, to just play in the league. Uh, and since they can't afford that, they got forced down to the fourth tier, and they're not even sure if they're going to be able to play in the fourth tier, which is a $1 million licensing fee. And if they can't pay that, then they are dissolved, basically. And the person behind all this guy, Hasan Ismaik. And we'll get back to that article in a second here. But basically, this has all happened because to play in the third tier, they needed that 2.7 million euro injection, and it wasn't granted because their investor, Hasan Ismaik, on the 21st of May, had terminated the short-term loan that would have allowed them to play in the third tier in the upcoming season in August. And since he did not pay, or since he did not, since he terminated the loan early, sorry, uh, no money, all that has spiraled the club into further turmoil. And it's the first time they've gone down to the fourth tier since 2017, when they also, ironically, were also forced relegated due to financial reasons. But because of their forced relegation and all the turmoil behind the scenes, their main sponsor, D. Bayershi, don't know if I pronounced that correctly, they've been with them for 10 years, and they've invested a boatload of money, 15 million. And it's an insurance company. And since they had a special clause where, if in the event of a relegation, they had the ability to back out of their sponsorship deal and hop ship, and they kind of just did that. They kind of just up and left. And since they, with the loss of the license in the third tier, a contractually relegated special case now occurs, which grants an extraordinary right of termination. We will make use of this right. We have already explained this to the Bureau in very trusting discussions. Blech. But yeah, that kind of threatens the club. Also, a bunch of squad players, since they're playing in the third tier, obviously wages are not going to be all that high, but to play in the fourth tier, they're not going to have the financial needs. And a bunch of contracts are also not valid for that league. And as of right now, only 8 players have a valid contract for the fourth tier. And so a lot of the top earners and performers will probably just go detachment free, like the article says. And more recently, the squad budget amounted to 6.2 million euros. About around 50% less will be in the regional league. A lot less money to be able to sell players and buy players. So not a lot of money going around. Also, their coach will probably not be able to stay with the club due to his contract, or just how much money he's being paid or something like that. Contract was weird, or the article's very vague about it. I mean, but one of the players who does play for AT60 Munich is Kevin Volland. For a little fun fact for you, if you don't know who he is, very well-known football player over in Germany. Played around the house a little bit. Bayern Munich, or not Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, Hoffenheim, just kind of all over the place there. But it's a disgrace, honestly, all around the board. A lot of articles are saying that. But basically, what he said, the owner that is, it's now clear to everyone that simply injecting fresh funds year after year cannot be the solution. The real issue, is, he added, is not whether one individual grants another further loan. The question is how the club intends to build a stable future that does not rely on emergency funding every season. Brother, you are the owner. You're supposed to help keep the club afloat, help boost the club, maybe get it into the Bundesliga, like you promised when you bought the club in 2011, maybe even get into the Champions League, win titles, something like that. You know, the promises you said you were going to deliver when you bought the club in 2011. Yeah, yeah, but yeah. A bunch of club legends are also speaking out. One of them, Daniel Biohovka and Sasha Molders, have already condemned the club, current leadership, sorry, in scathing terms. It's a disgrace. There's no other way to describe what is happening here. It's irresponsible, spineless from everyone involved, and no one can claim to be exempt. And Molders said that it's absolutely madness. I'm running out of words, don't know what to say. And he urged a bunch of the players on the team to stay, unite, and help drag the club out of the mud, kind of keep bring it back up to the third tier like these two did back in 2017 when they got forced down to the fourth tier. Uh, like you said, now if you can show you have the balls to stay, I'm curious to see how many Lions still have the club at heart. Giving up is not an option ever. So yeah, as you can see, they've been in the third tier quite a lot. They almost got promoted a few seasons ago. They were fourth, very close to being promoted. And then kind of just sitting around in the mid-table, just here and there. But we're gonna go back in time a little bit here to last July, where 1860 Munich owner Hasan Ismaik said, well, it's not owner. Germany has a 49 plus 1% rule, where fans have majority, which he hates, by the way. He has been fighting against that for years now. He wants to own the club outright. So fuck him. But he has sold his shares accordingly to reports in last year, which was going to end his 14-year spell. And at the time, it was he's apparently saved the club from bankruptcy in 2011. Good on him at the time. But yeah, like I said, he's been trying to fight the 50 plus 1 rule to gain further ownership, and he can't. He actually owns 60% of the shares back in 2025. I don't know if that's actually still true or not, but he only owns 49% of the voting rights because the club fans have the majority. And back in April of last year, so like a year ago now, a buyer has been found. It's apparently a Swiss family holding company that bought his shares, and all of the debts have been waived as well. Now, obviously, wait, Hasan Ismaik is still there. I thought the whole issue was because he was still there. Yeah, because he backtracked. He lied. He lied to everybody. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm staying." Wolf of Wall Street moment. I'm not leaving. You know, he basically the president and vice president just lied to everybody. It's really just a big shame. Like, historic club just being absolutely gutted because their club owner just doesn't know what to do. Honestly, he should not be in football. Like, just go somewhere else, man. You obviously seem like a guy who just wants to run a finance company and just make boatloads of money. But we're gonna leave it off with hopefully something positive. Woo! Hasan Ismaik has apparently left the door open for a deal. Who knows if it happens? But what he said is that we've presented a new financing model with better terms than before. Better, probably. Interest-free and additional financial support aimed at protecting the club and ensuring its continued presence in the third division. Brother, you were supposed to be protecting it. You're the reason why they're in this mess. I'm sorry. However, this support must be tied to transparency in financial discipline so that we can ensure the funds are used properly. You're the one who controlled the funds for the most part, man. I don't know what to say, honestly. He also presented additional solutions to prevent insolvency and secure long-term stability while also protecting the club's rights, fans' rights. I remain open to dialogue and cooperation in any form that serves the interests of the Lowen. Both financing options only require the EV's approval. Let me go check what his net worth is real quick here. Hasan Ismaik. For those of you who don't know, Hasan Ismaik is a $500 millionaire. $500 millionaire. That's not a word, but he's too cheap to pay the €1 million fee, or actually, sorry, the 2.7 million euro fee to stay in the third tier. Give it up, everybody, for the worst owner in the soccer football world. This guy right here, Hasan Ismaik. Do better. Please do better.